Sir Class, Cadet Zach Hodges. This is the first squad situation brief for Operation BOBCAT Lightning. It is unclassified. Starting off with task organization. A platoon is organized into 3 squads. There's a 4-squad weapons squad dispersed throughout 1st and 2nd squad. The task and purpose is to disrupt enemy forces in A or Ronin in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion enemy. Our squad is organized into 3 teams. Alpha team is the main effort. Its task is to attack to destroy objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion. BO. Bravo team is tasked with supporting by fire in order to enable attack for Alpha team, and weapons team is tasked with suppressing enemy on objective Phantom in order to prevent them from gaining fire superiority. Ronin. It goes from 31 Northing to the 37 Northing, and from the 10 Easting to the 17 Easting. It's bottomed out by PL South and topped by PL North. And on the west, there is the Bainan River, and on the east, there's the high-end coastal mountain range. This is Objective Phantom, and these are our adjacent AOs for the adjacent companies. This is our GTAO. There is severely restricted and restricted terrain on either side of us. We are in the patrol base here. Objective Phantom is to the south. There are 2 villages. The northern one is being controlled by an enemy squad. And our avenue of approach is to go either along this road and then take some unrestricted terrain and attack Objective Phantom, or to go along this ridge here and then attack Objective Phantom. The enemy can go from straight from the village, or they can go down this road and then into Objective Phantom in order to respond. For terrain analysis, obstacles, very mountainous terrain require obstacles along route and narrow. For avenues of approach, there are many paths, roads, and ridges throughout A or Ronin that increase our risk of being detected. It's an infiltration mission, so we want to avoid that. For key terrain, there's a bridge intersection, not necessarily advantageous for us because they're high visibility areas, and again, we don't want to be detected. There's also a hill that's about 200 meters northwest of Objective Phantom. That would, if we gain that without being detected, it could be a very good spot for us to rain fires down onto Objective Phantom from. For observations in fields of fire, there's very dense vegetation, rolling hills throughout the entire area, and you probably won't be able to see more than like 100 meters ahead of us at any one time, so not great there. And then for cover and concealment, trees and rocks are going to provide cover, and dense vegetation is going to provide concealment. For weather, it's going to be low visibility throughout the mission, and it's going to decrease over time. It's going to favor us because it's going to allow us to avoid detection. It's going to be low wind speed throughout. That's not going to be a really big deal for either of us, but our scent could be carried by the wind to the enemy, so that could increase our risk of detection theoretically. So precipitation, there's medium-high chance of precipitation every day. That's going to disable their ability for CAS, which is obviously good for us. For cloud cover, very high cloud cover, again, that's going to be disadvantageous for their CAS as well as their UAS support. And temperature and humidity, it's going to be hot and humid throughout. That's going to slow us down significantly, and because the enemy is in a stationary position, it's not going to affect them as much. The analysis. So for capabilities by warfighting function, the enemy is currently unaware of the composition and disposition of Charter Company. Advantage, movement and maneuver. The enemy possesses multiple CSK 141 light troop transport vehicles, and there are multiple high-speed avenues of approach within the AO. For fires, The enemy possesses indirect fire and CS capabilities, as well as heavy machine guns mounted on the CSKs, grenade launchers, and rockets, which is more firepower than we have. For protection, the enemy will have rapid and direct fire capability from the mortar team, and will have significant fortifications in the village. The mortar team itself won't really be affected by this because they are the mortar team and they're just in an encampment on objective Phantom. Sustainment, the villages will provide indefinite sustainment for most of the squads. Again, not as important for the mortar team. Command and control, the enemy is dispersed after an air assault a few days ago, so that's going to provide an advantage for us. So for the enemy situation, there's a recon squad conducting surveillance along this, and then the enemy platoon is operating in this entire area. That's where we're going to be. This company and this platoon, these platoons are not of too much importance to us, and this is the mortar team that we're trying to disrupt and destroy. Yeah, the enemy platoon is made up of 6 different elements, 3 main squads, an HQ element, a mortar team, and a reconnaissance squad. Their task is to occupy a Ronin in order to prevent civilian unrest. Like I said before, they possess multiple grenade launchers, heavy machine guns, light machine guns as well, and rocket launchers, as well as the PP-87 and 82mm mortars, which we are trying to destroy. And they are greater than 90% strength. And this is the platoon enemy situation. It's pretty much just a zoomed in version of what we had before. This is the mortar team we're trying to destroy, like I said. So for the mortar team that we are going to destroy, their task is support by fire in order to protect the other motorized infantry squads. Their most dangerous weapon, again, is the PP-87 82mm mortar. And it's also suspected that they have at least 1 light machine gun protecting them. The high value target is the mortar itself. That is critical to the mission, to completion of the mission. High payoff target is the mortar operator, because that will temporarily disable the mortar. This is our macro sit temp. Again, the constant squad, we do not want to be called by them. That's going to be the biggest thing affecting our ability to infiltrate the enemy area of operation. This is an enemy squad in a village to the northwest of Objective Phantom. They have vehicles, they have heavy machine guns, and they're going to be on the lookout. And then this is the actual enemy mortar team. They're on Objective Phantom, and they're just providing indirect fire support for everybody in this area. And this is the micro sit temp. Pretty much everything I said before. One additional thing, we suspect that if the enemy mortar team does detect us and has a chance to withdraw, they will withdraw along this route towards the village, which will obviously give the enemy an idea of who we are and our competition.
So like student success gave me this, and I'm gonna try it. It's actually
For
working pretty well. Like I
friendlies, the company mission is to disrupt enemy forces in AO Ronin no later than 2200 August 24th in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion. And the platoon mission is to disrupt enemy forces in AO Ronin. It's for the same reason. The platoon is the main effort. And first squad is the main effort for first platoon. And this is the concept sketch for the platoon level. So as you can see, we're going to be going down, we're going to be striking Objective Phantom, and then the other teams are going to be providing demonstrations to distract other squads while we conduct our infiltration. Sir, class, this concludes my brief.